Hey, welcome to CiNEMACHiNE. I'm Al, and I'm here with Ryan.
Oh,
Looks like we might have another. Oh, there he is. And Brandon, how are you guys doing this week?
Doing great.
I'm okay.
Brandon
How
was
are you
up
doing
against
this
it
week?
with internet. I'm doing great, thank you. So glad you could join us.
I've been all over up against it this week. I had a migraine earlier, no internet. It's just been one of those days.
Sorry, man, about the migraine.
As Fred Durst says,
But
As Fred Durst says,
it's just one of those days.
Ay, ay, ay.
Speaking of, did you guys see that? I sent it to Ryan, but did you see Fred Durst's latest Instagram post?
You should. I
It's
don't
so
know
great.
what platform it is, but he's doing some really weird stuff. I'll have to find the profile that he started.
I have not seen it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I'll see.
I did it.
I'll try to pull it up.
Stuff. All right.
Just so you know, we're also on Facebook and on Twitch tonight.
Hi, Facebook and Twitch. How are you?
Fancy.
Yeah.
We are fancy.
Yeah. Well, hello, everybody out there. Welcome to CiNEMACHiNE. If you've never been before, we're glad to have you. If you have, please leave all your comments in the comment section, as Ryan likes to say, but he'll also tell you where else you can find us if you want to chat with us.
Yep. I got it, Brandon. Don't worry.
Oh, boy.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button here on YouTube and the notification bell so you can stay up to date on all the stuff we've got going on. We have on Tuesdays now, we have a kind of comic book movie geek show that I recommend you check out. And also, Al has been putting up some pretty awesome Criterion videos.
Thank you.
A big roundtable with some folks. So definitely give those a view. And then we are on Instagram at CiNEMAChinePod.
There we go.
Voila.
Well, thank you for the nice words. One thing that I want to make sure I'll have to do a payoff here for the roundtable that we had in the show. If you watched, I was talking about how a starter pack for the Criterion would include 12 Angry Men, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, but I never grabbed it on Criterion. And I said, it's maybe too late. I feel like a poser if I go in and get it now, because I'm like deep into the Criterion. So the panel suggested that I go in. I said I was going to pay a kid to go buy it for me, and I wanted to say I paid off. I'm not going to do a whole haul video for one movie, but I did add. So I made sure I made good on my promise. So there you go. I now own 12 Angry Men. I'm eager to watch it. So there we go.
You're a man of your word.
I am a man of my word.
I was about to say the same thing.
I knew you were, Brandon. I know it.
But you didn't do it in the Joker voice, so
I know.
Oh boy.
Points
deducted. Well, yeah, we had a great time. So thanks everybody that tuned in. But yeah, lots of movies are buzzing around right now. You guys have been chatting about them over there on Cape Cast. I saw that you guys were talking about old Batfleck on his motorcycle and all that stuff. He's set photos and excited about on the Flash.
There was an injury today.
Was there?
So
yeah. I didn't mean to visit the set. Sorry.
Two Batman
we didn't either
in a row that we've had a crash on a motorcycle.
Same guy, same stuntman.
Oh, really?
Can't catch a break.
Maybe
he didn't get injured. He injured someone else.
That's always good.
So
that's always good. Well,
that's Batman for you, though.
What a jerk.
It's true. He does injure people.
Well, things are happening kind of differently in the movie world nowadays. And as we reported a couple weeks ago, it was a pretty quick turnaround for Quiet Place 2 to be released on Blu-ray, which I believe Brandon went ahead and grabbed. But now F9 is on is going to be streaming on demand. Like, is it even a month? Is it a full month even? after the theatrical
release?
release?
Seem like it, but yeah, probably.
I think it's it'll end up being like just a few days, and depending on what you consider a month, but yeah,
30,
29, 30, 31.
Well, I mean,
somewhere around there,
It's not February.
So dog month.
Yeah, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. I don't know. I mean,
so not that I want to talk about F9, but I'm kind of concerned.
Let's talk about it. We've all seen it.
Nope. No, but I'm kind of concerned that this is going to be maybe the new model. Maybe they're just trying to fast track things because they've been sitting in a warehouse for too long because they had them left over from the lockdowns. I have no idea what's happening, but it just seems like the movie industry, heck, college football's changing right now like crazy. It's kind of blowing my mind. The movie industry's changing like crazy. It's all too much change for me at one time. Do you guys think this is a thing that we'll see more of, or because they made their money, I'm sure, but I don't even know the numbers on that movie. But
I think what you said originally is probably what's going on. These things have been in queue for so long.
Yeah,
they're just trying to capitalize on the buzz, so they can get some more dollars out of physical media.
I think it's a little bit of both too. I think it's them not getting the exact, ROI, so to speak, that they would have whenever they were making these movies. And so they're trying to capitalize on a little bit of like, okay, we didn't get the full box office we would have, so let's go ahead and push this to home video so that we can get a little extra while it's like in the zeitgeist. So that may be something to do with it, but I definitely hope it's not. I mean, a little torn between it, honestly. As far as I hope for the future of cinema, it is not the norm. I'll get into some other things later, but that go into that.
Well, I tell you what, I was going to go into one story next, but Brandon brings up a great point. Is the future of cinema, and that's ultimately what we're talking about here. So let's talk about the future of cinema, because Netflix, Scott Stuber from Netflix is really chatting it up about he's doing everything to grab Christopher Nolan, bring him over to Netflix, and we know how much Christopher Nolan goes against the grain of wanting to stream. He wants to be on big screens, I honestly think if he goes, maybe not to Netflix or somebody, I think he'll go to like an Amazon more than he'll go to a Netflix if he goes. But I honestly think that might be the last bastion. I don't think a Tarantino would do it because Tarantino's got one more movie. Why would he do it? But Paul Thomas Anderson or somebody like that did it, I would be, a little bit more worried. But how do you guys feel about Nolan? Let's say that tomorrow he signs a deal. How would you feel? How would you feel about that?
I feel fine because if he signs, he's getting theatrical. Like that's going to be the catch. Like they're already flirting with theatrical. Yeah. We've talked about that before, but that is going to be a requirement from someone like him. And if he gets that and he gets, carte blanche in terms of what he can do and what he wants, like just being able to, do his thing without any kind of intervention, then he's going to take it. In my opinion.
I agree. I mean, maybe to a certain degree. Money. Depending on,
seems like things are a little rocky with he and Warner Brothers. So, unless another studio were to kind of, come in at the 11th hour.
This is just what I don't understand about that is like bands, and I know it's a totally different monster, but bands have figured out a way to be completely independent. In the rise of like Spotify and whatnot, like people even make a joke about why do you even need a record label now? Because all they do is hold you down to a certain degree. and we've heard all the nightmare stories from the different bands and whatnot. So why haven't filmmakers, like a bigger, I guess, grouping of filmmakers, why haven't they figured this out yet? This new model, like it seems like this is almost like Metallica trying to fight the streaming, Napster and all that, like just all streaming in general. That's what this feels like to me. It just feels like he's kind of like you were saying, fighting the inevitable. So, I mean, do you think this is just the beginning of the new age of cinema, and we'll see different things come out of this, or they'll have to bring a new experience? Because now bands that, like, okay, we're Brandon, we're fans of the band Dirty Heads, and the Dirty Heads, they churn out music like the factory. They're on tour while people are at home writing new music for them. They go into a studio and they start the whole cycle over again. And a lot of bands have jobs on the side and stuff like that. Do you think that the industry is headed that way with film, because the money's just not there? Because a lot of it's funded by different countries.
I mean, I guess it could be, but I feel like, it's just one of those things that any kind of transition like this, you have a lot of resistance, and there's a lot of pushback from the ones that are fun for whatever reason. Some of them I agree with. Some of them I just think they're being hard-headed. But I think that the ones that are going to thrive in this scenario are going to be the ones that will. It's like when the whole TV used to be the place where actors were so afraid to go. It's like Florida for old people. It's like, it's where you go to die. And so it's like nobody wanted to do TV until like Sopranos hit, and then all these people started respecting the medium, and then things started turning. Now you have A-list actors every week. Some new A-list actor is doing a TV project. So there's not this like, cloud over TV like it used to be. But that just took time. And I think that's another thing that's going to, like with the Netflix thing, you had nobody wanted to do a Netflix original movie whenever there was a streaming exclusive project. Like
a lot more people had the Christopher Nolan kind of mindset.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was this like, I guess House of Cards was the first one with Kevin Spacey. That was a big deal at the time for him to be a part of that project, because that was like, Netflix has their own content. Like, what is this? Now that's, nobody bats an eye, but it's just one of those things that's going to take time for more of those people that are very adamant about theatrical to move over to, or entertain the idea of doing something that may be exclusively streaming, but you're going to have the big boys like the Nolans and the Spielbergs and of the like that are going to, want to at least have some sort of theatrical element to their release. So
Right. Ryan, any insight?
I'll be honest with you. I missed like half of that because the Dodgers just traded for Max Scherzer and Trey Turner. My mind's just blown away right now.
You just blew Brandon's brain. Brandon just went on this diatribe with great thought and everything you're talking about sports.
Sorry, Brandon. I'm sorry to break your heart.
Why are you the way that you are?
Use your drops for good, Brandon. Okay, so
what Brandon said was completely accurate. I agree 110%.
There we go.
Release the haircut.
That's not what we said at all. So, all right. So this does bring me to my next point. So Warner Brothers has announced that they'll release 10 original movies straight to HBO Max in 2022. Did you hear that, Ryan?
Heard it.
Okay. So, this Brandon's got the whole cast of thousands up there. But I mean, this we've talked about stuff like this a couple times, but I think in line with the Netflix story trying to lure Nolan and others trying to, you know, hey, Netflix got Fincher. So, I mean, I don't know. It just seems like that and now that more lockdowns are looming, and I'm not trying to get political. I'm just saying that as far as movies go, there are lockdowns that are looming. So that adds to the need for this, I guess, for that industry to thrive. So, have we seen the last of theaters?
Well, I think it's a need for HBO Max to thrive.
I want to let Ryan speak before baseball has another trade.
Trade deadlines tomorrow, guys. Give me some slack here, all right?
I'm just kidding.
I'm on refresh mode right now.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Well, I was just going to say, I think it's maybe that is a factor in it, but I think that it's more or less just HBO Max needing to have exclusive content because they're not going to do the day and date theatrical, or that's what they've said. They're not going to do the same thing that they've had to do this year with theatrical and HBO Max simultaneous releases. So yeah, they've got to have, other than their TV, series content, they need to have exclusive movies, which they did that with some releases this year with, No Sudden Move and American Pickle. And I can't remember the other ones. I think there was another one or two, but so they've had a few that have been just these movies are on HBO Max, no theatrical element. But I think more or less that is the reason, because Netflix has had a new movie pretty much every week. And Amazon hasn't been as, lucrative, but they've had a few big releases with like Tomorrow War and a few others, but.
Right. I remember when I was a kid, man, we used to, I know there were movies that were being released on TV late, like they had already done their theater run and then their home video run. But we used to thrive on that Saturday night release on HBO, like where they would release the new hit movie or whatever. And there, believe it or not, kids, there was a time where you had to look through a little magazine called the TV Guide to figure out what was coming on. And if you didn't have a TV Guide, you just had to wait for the commercials, like the trailers and stuff like that, to kind of run by on HBO. And it was exciting for those new movies to drop. I don't.
Speaking of, that reminded me of one of those, we always talk about like going into the video store and things like that. Yeah. I remember going to when we go to Athens to watch movies, we'd always have to buy a newspaper to see what was playing and get the movie times and things like that. That's like one of those things that's like, now looking back, it's like it's so commonplace to just pull up Fandango or your phone or whatever and check movie times, but you have to go and physically buy or call like Movie Phone or whatever it was.
Welcome to Movie Phone.
And welcome to Movie Phone.
So, or like the episode of Seinfeld.
That's what I was going for.
So there's a cool story out there right now on the East Coast in the DC area. This guy wanted to spread some happiness out there, and he, have you ever seen the boxes that people put up where they have like community library where you put a book and then he did that with Blockbuster boxes and with movies. And I thought I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So, so he's trying to spread some joy. So if you guys just go out and check out that story. But no, Ryan, do you have any insight into this one, or did Cincinnati just sell their team to another?
No, Jeff Passan's Twitter is quiet right now, so I'm good.
No, and I don't care.
That's not the proper use of that, Brandon. But anyways,
doesn't matter. When in Rome.
That's right. No, Brandon kind of talked about it earlier. This is how things have to evolve. Like, this is where the audience is going to be. So if actors and directors and studios want to keep making movies, especially big movies, they're going to have to adjust, their expectations in that regard.
Yeah,
things of that nature.
It's gonna be sad. Like I said earlier, the SEC is changing right now. It's just too much change for me. I need to read Who Moved My Cheese right now and have a good day because it's just too much change. But all right, we're talking about HBO Max. Let's talk about something we're all excited about is Dune. Well, they're going to release a show that's a prequel show on HBO Max, The Sisterhood.
Prometheus Scribe, I'm in.
Yeah. So I know that you guys are big into like the whole building the world and all that stuff, but I think that's partly what's ruining movies. So like like we were talking about TV and movies, it used to be kind of like a slight to be considered a TV star versus a movie star or whatever. And it was hard to make that jump to movies from TV. But everything feels like long format TV now to a certain degree. Maybe not everything, but most things. And this, to me, just let the Dune movie see what it does first before we have 15 things attached to it, is my thought. How do you guys see this? Because you guys, like I said, you guys absorb the whole build the world scenario.
Ryan, you go ahead. I'll let you take it first.
No, I mean, it's first off, Dune trailer. I didn't get a chance to talk about it. Phenomenal. So I'm excited about this too.
Why didn't you get a chance to talk about it?
Because I wasn't here.
Why not? Where were you?
Because I wasn't here. I don't know. New Mexico, maybe? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I like the, I'm a comic fan, so I like the idea of building on top of different things. And that's what these kind of movies get me. I mean, we see it in comic book films themselves, but it's the same kind of thing in any kind of sci-fi, whatever.
Yeah.
I agree that it's definitely, I can totally understand how you kind of feel that it's more of like a long format, close to long format TV than traditional movie experience. But I just think that's an evolution. I always think there's going to be stories that aren't, for like built for that kind of a thing. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm a DC fan. I'm a huge fan of it. So,
all right, Brandon.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's one of those things where there's two sides of it. There's obviously the financial gain side. All right, this is a good thing. If it's popular, we'll continue to make money off of it by doing spinoffs and things like that, sequels,
things of that nature.
Things of that nature. But I mean, like we said last week out when it was just you and myself on here alone without Ryan, we talked about we talked about I don't know, man. I missed you, and you kind of abandoned us. So
I was getting
a little hurt.
It's getting a little weird.
I'm gonna go back to Criterion Corner. See y'all later.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did. So
last week to say that we didn't miss you.
Did that drop not just play for you?
They played, but he ended it.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hear. You came back in the middle of the sentence.
Yeah, I guess
awkward pauses.
I don't know the context of why it was played, but no, I love pregnant pauses. Let's embrace it. Let's have another one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
I'll check Twitter.
Okay. I can't remember what I was saying. We talked about them needing the first one.
Oh, so we were talking about long format TV.
This is the worst in the world. 3 minutes of CiNEMAChine history right now.
No, there's some that hit the cutting room floor. That's the worst. It's called the Matrix episode.
Some people would say that's gold.
Some people would.
Not mine and Brandon's friendship.
Yeah, it's that. You can call it that. So we talked about Denis Villeneuve doing this as a part 1, part 2. So they need this to succeed. And so this kind of goes for me as far as this project. It's like, okay, they've already got a lot invested in the movie. They've been talking about this TV show for a while. But as far as the world building itself, I enjoy that. I enjoy exploring, because this seems to like you're talking about, and I'm talking as an outsider. People that I have talked to or listened to people on other podcasts talk about this book. It's very dense, and there's other, like we've said, there's other books in the series. So this is one of those things where, okay, you can't put, with every book adaptation, you can't put everything on screen, at least not in a feature film. So
right.
This feels like something they like, all right, we may like hint at this sisterhood, these women from this planet, which I think is the Arrakis planet where Zendayas character is from. And so they'll probably show up in the movie like in a blink and you miss it, or maybe very, brief. And then the show will kind of further give more backstory and explore that thing. So I don't think that's like a negative thing if it's done with, they have a story that they want to tell and they're not just cashing in on the potential success of the movie. So I'm for it personally.
I mean, I'm not really debating. I'm just saying that we probably have differing views, which is why people go and see stuff. And, I'm going to go see the Dune movie. Don't know that I'll tune into this, to be honest with you. And I just really enjoyed, me personally, I just really enjoyed the days when something could kind of rest on its own laurels. Like just, okay, saw that.
Well,
I don't think I want to see.
I don't think it's going to be a thing where it's required viewing. It's supplemental. I think it would probably, if they're smart, it will exist on its own, but it'll supplement, the thing that you enjoyed in theaters.
Right. I think it's
not going to be, I don't see it as like the Marvel model where every movie feels like an episode. And
right.
I don't know if that's what he's saying though. What
I'm saying is basically like, all right. So I'm going to use the singer Sade as an example here. Okay. I know Sade. She's very famous. A lot of people know who she is. She's one of the best.
Oh, you mean Sade?
Oh yeah, Sade. Yeah, Sade. But anyway, every time she releases an album, she comes out, she does concerts. She doesn't really do any press for it. She may go on and do like a live performance on a show or something, very rarely. But she goes out and does her tour. She releases the album that sells millions, or now it gets millions of downloads or whatever. She released her last album like 11 years ago, something like that. And as soon as all that cycle is over, she goes away. And every single person that's into Sade, that gets into Sade, whatever, they want her to come back. And there's other artists out there. This is just who popped in my head. And they miss her. She gives them time to miss her. She goes out and lives her life, gets inspiration, blah, blah, blah. What I'm saying is movies, TV shows, pretty much entertainment in general, even the musicians we were talking about, they don't give you a chance to miss them anymore because of social media, a lot of it. And I think the ones that are brave enough to allow you to miss them are the ones that ultimately are more successful in the long run, because you had a chance to engage in other things and find out I really do miss this. We'll call it a universe or this grouping of characters or whatever we want to call it. But that for me is it, like Bill and Ted, for instance. I mean, Bill and Ted had been rumored to have a third movie for a decade, and if not more. And it was fun to think about. And then it came out, and the movie, was it good? It was okay, but it was fun to see those characters on screen again, and so on and so forth. But if it were Bill and Ted like every 2 years or something like that, or if there, like back in the day, there was a cartoon. But I'm just saying that I like for things to go away and come back. And I know I'm in the minority here. I get it. But that's what I'm saying. I just hope everything doesn't become this way.
I think that
it's not a requirement.
I know what you're saying, but I think that you can easily be and more often than not, it ends up being a scenario where it's too little, too late. If you wait too long, like Bill and Ted or Dumb and Dumber 2, or like Anchorman 2, or any of these movies that have had sequels that just kept getting kicked down the road, or Coming to America 2.
Yes,
like these things usually end up just being like, the hype was there in the beginning, and now it's kind of waned, and now it's over. Like nobody really cares anymore. So there's a fine balance. I don't know if the Sade comparison is, because it's a little different than a movie franchise. Star Wars is a good example. Star Wars, you had the original trilogy, lots of time, little time off. They did the prequels, weren't very well, people were excited at that time, but then that kind of wore off. And then you had a bigger gap. And then when Force Awakens came out, it was, hype of hype. Like it was,
the Ambers were hot. Yeah.
Yeah. So it just depends on the property. So we'll see. We'll see how Matrix 4 does.
Well, I think a prime example of this is the movie Waterworld came out. It tanked. It was not well received. And then it became kind of like folklore of how much it cost. And people were upset about that at first, but then it became normal for movies to cost that much. And that movie is noted as a good movie that is actually kind of bad, kind of hokey and whatnot, but it's well made and it kind of advanced a little bit here and there. It was perfect. There we go. Hey, Chris, what's up?
Chris, but now Facebook.
Thanks, Chris. Now they're making a TV series. Well, it's in the works with Dan Trachtenberg is attached to direct. Do you guys have much interest in seeing a Waterworld TV show? You never seen Waterworld?
You should.
It's better than The Postman.
Yes, I am excited. The article, this came out today. I didn't have time to make it literally came out right before we recorded, so I didn't have time to make a graphic. But the article mentioned that this is going to be one of those sequels, like, real-time sequels, where it's like been 20 plus years since the last one. They haven't announced, and it's going to be about the characters from the first one. So I'm hoping they can get Costner back and the rest of the
doing that yellow.
Yeah. I mean, as long as they have a good story. Dan Trachtenberg, Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And he did the Hatfield McCoys as well. So he's not above doing TV.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's contractually obligated to do the Yellowstone thing. Is all I'm saying.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's I don't know if he has a tie with a particular network or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Paramount. I'm not sure. What is this one? I think this one actually is Paramount too.
Oh my gosh.
So
that makes sense.
Well, I mean, it's
boomer.
Actually, no, I don't think it is. I think it might be Peacock because Waterworld was Universal.
Got that right.
So, because you had the melting of all the ice caps and stuff in the beginning of the Universal logo when it opened, and then you zoom in and movie starts. Remember that?
Don't spoil it. Brian hasn't seen it.
But no, I'm one of those people. I unapologetically love Waterworld. It's a great movie. I really want to get that Arrow release that they put out recently because I've never seen the Ulysses cut, and I've always been very curious as to what that is.
Yeah, they put together a nice collection like the Tremors, RoboCop, Donnie Darko that I have. They put a Waterworld together like that, and it was hard to find for a little while. I don't know if it's relatively available now. I know it went up in price like crazy though. So,
but
it was, the special Arrow like box set little that came with everything.
I have to look it up because I know Barnes & Noble is 50% off on Arrow right now too. So,
oh my gosh. Don't.
But yeah, I'm excited. I like Dan Trachtenberg. So he's also the one that's doing the Predator movie. But he did 10 Cloverfield Lane, and I really thought that was really great. So
Ryan, you've never seen Waterworld, so I'm guessing you're not excited about Waterworld.
I just don't. I'm neutral because I've not seen it.
Okay, so Brandon's not seen RoboCop, and you've not seen Waterworld, so we have to rectify this in the near future with a double feature. Oh my gosh. Still hadn't seen it. You can own it all you want to.
I bought it. All 3 of them, baby. Got it today.
Yeah. Let's see if that cellophane ever gets pierced.
Again.
Watch the third one first. You know, like
I've seen it.
You like to do that. Like watch the worst one first.
It's the 4th one, Al. The 4th one.
I know it's the 4th one, Crystal Skull, but I'm saying the 3rd one in RoboCop is the worst.
No, but I'm saying the one that I always talk about is the 4th one. I mean, it's not in continuity of the rest of them, but
I understand.
That's the 4th one. I still have this laying here beside me. And it's still got the sticker on it.
For 25 cents or whatever.
Yeah.
No telling what kind of mites are inside of that mask. Well,
right.
Brandon,
lice won't be a problem for you, Brandon. It's all good.
No. I did see a picture today. I wish I could find it. It was actually somebody was showing a TikTok video on YouTube, but somebody said the worst tan line ever, and it was a guy who was bald, and his tan line stopped right there, and his whole head was white except for where the opening of his hat in the back. And I was like, oh man, that'd be bad for Brandon. He always wears that floppy hat, so it wouldn't happen. So,
floppy hat.
So, Brandon, I have a question for you. Can we get a Sopranos update? Where are you on the Sopranos? Are you still watching? Because Ryan, he said he picked it back up.
Ryan started watching.
He's getting close to the Pine Barrens.
You're telling Ryan that I picked it back up. I did pick it back up. I haven't since last week. I haven't watched any more episodes, but I'm in season 3. We watched the first episode.
Okay, nice. You're getting right there.
Well, before the movie comes out, we should all get together and play Sopranos Monopoly. Hey, this is. I'm a fan of Sopranos, but this is so unnecessary. And it's just like the board looks so busy to me. It doesn't. I don't know.
The board always looks pretty busy, but it just doesn't seem like a show that caters itself to Monopoly games.
Nah, like,
well,
what are the pieces? I want to know.
I think it's like, okay, so it says it in the article that I sent you guys, but they have like the different like you buy and sell. I don't know, Satriali's pork store, Tony's house, the Bada Bing. You've got stashes and contraband, and then the pieces are.
There you go. Tony's baby ducks, Dr. Melfi's therapist chair, Bobby Bacala's toy train engine, Tony's boat. It just sounds like they put the regular train. Satriali's pig, or a Barone sanitation truck. Now, the cards chance cards are now called A.
That's a good one, Chris.
Yeah, dude, yeah, exactly. Capiche? And community chess cards are now called Oh. Dude, some people, I want to know. I would love to have been in the room while they were planning this. They were like,
They're
all right,
having so much fun with it. Yeah.
what I want to know what's on Boardwalk and Park Place. That's what I want to know. Yeah, it doesn't say that, but
I don't know.
anyway, I'll probably end up picking this up. I love Monopoly. I know I'm making fun of it, but I'll probably pick it up just for the novelty of it. I have a few novelty Monopoly boards. Are you guys gonna grab this, Brandon?
It says on the thing that it's a 17 and up game, so I'm wondering if they're gonna have like expletives and stuff on the cards and things like that.
To get out of jail, you got to do certain things.
40% of the dialogues, if possible.
Yeah, you can shoot people for their houses. Yeah, like we just saw $200 fell off the back of the truck.
Curb stomped.
Oops. So yeah, I think it's funny. I don't know if this is stranger. Like brands are starting to want more attention. Like Oreos always puts out weird flavors, like watermelon flavor and stuff. And Monopoly always puts out strange versions. Like they put out like some politically driven versions and stuff. Yeah. I honestly think the marketing model for at least Oreo is if you put enough of them out there, people will talk about it and want old Oreos and they'll buy them to be like, I guess we'll try them. And then they're like, I want more Oreos. And then they'll go back and buy a lot of Oreos. So that's my thought on the marketing. So I don't know. But hey, after Brandon finishes, we can get together, play a little Monopoly. Read
the gabagoo. Yeah. Well, hopefully I finish before Mini Saints comes out. I've got 2 months.
Mini Saints. They're all tiny.
Yeah. But Ryan, he said it kind of picked up a little bit for him. It kind of
sure. That's good.
And he's getting closer to the Pine Barrens. So you were like on what, episode 3 or 4?
I will at least make it to that episode.
Oh, you'll make it past that episode once you watch it.
So great.
That's a good episode, eh? Have you started eating Italian food while you watch it? Because every Sunday night when that show came on, I had to have freaking Italian food. It was like ridiculous. Like, and I was like, shut up, it's on. Wake up this morning. I was like, yeah, everybody shut up. So I love that show so much. So anyway, either way, I'm glad you're picking it back up. I'm glad you're moving on. As you said earlier, there is going to be a new Predator movie. Have you guys lost all hope? Yeah. Have you guys lost all hope for the Predator series of movies?
I don't really have any stake in the game.
I like the first one. I know Brandon. He's not seen it, everybody.
I've seen the Robert Rodriguez produced one.
Yeah. Again, right for the bad one. So it's like,
you don't like that one?
I don't like any of them except for the first one. And the first one,
I agree,
is somewhat dated now. I mean, it's fun because of Arnold and whatnot, but I have
did
ties
you actually
to that
see
movie.
the Shane Black one?
I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it through it. I watched some of it.
I was excited for that one based on.
I wanted it to be good.
Thomas Jane.
Is that the most recent one?
Yeah.
I think I did watch that one and I didn't like it.
Coconut caramel Oreos. I don't know, man. I haven't heard of that flavor, but
He's drooling, so you must like it.
Must be good.
I'm not a coconut guy, so
me either.
Can stay away from that one. I did see that they're doing brownie Oreos, which I'm all about. So try that.
I mean, that makes sense. But seriously,
just like Oreos.
I like those too.
Maybe go crazy and do double.
But hang on, let's let's get on this.
It's Milk's favorite cookie.
Oh snap! Let's get on this topic because I think this topic's very important. Okay,
I think we've milked it already.
Oh my gosh! Oh, he's so intolerant. So, are you a double stuffed guy, a thin Oreo guy, or a regular Oreo guy? Everybody tell me over in the comments. I want to know double stuff. I think they even have a mega stuff now, but
yeah, that's
double
gluttonous.
Stuff, thin.
It's double stuff. Double stuff's where it's at.
I like it.
Yeah, mega stuff. That's just too much of it.
It makes my eye twitch a little. I'm like, whoa. But the thin ones are just like, why am I even trying? Like, seriously, just pull up your skirt, Nancy. Get you some real Oreos. So if I'm doing like an ice cream where my mom does the ice cream where she'll get the ice cream melt it out and then stir it up and everything, then freeze it again. And it's delicious. She'll put Butterfingers and stuff like that in there too. But if it's that, I might do double stuff because it goes longer. You know, it goes a little further in the ice cream. But yeah, I don't know. All right. I know. Movie show talking about Oreos, whatever. I have to say that the Predator movies are going to have to. The Predator movies are going to have to bring me back. They're going to have to do something to get my interest again. I will say the Shane Black one had my interest as far as on paper, but
had lots of things going for it. Jacob Tremblay, Thomas.
That's what I'm saying. On paper, it sounded great, but it just didn't work. It was trying to be something that it really wasn't. So, all right, guys. Now we're still going down this. Here we go. We got the Oreos. Double stuff is the best. Regular Oreos are basically diet Oreos.
That's true. This guy knows what's up. This is how I feel.
That's my old buddy. Yeah.
Nice.
You get it. So, but you have a good metabolism. So I have to stick with the regular Oreos. My metabolism said bye-bye a long time ago. So, so yeah. All right. We have a lot of trailers. We're going to describe them
and talk about all of them.
Yeah. So Ryan, what do you think about Memoria?
I can't say I watched that one, guys. Can't say I watched that one.
What do you think about American Rust?
Can't say I watched that one, guys.
What about Nine
What
Perfect
can you
Strangers?
say you watched?
Baseball.
What trailers did I watch? All right, let me go through the list here and tell you. All right. I watched Jet. I watched
3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
that is true. Ghostbusters. I watched Lamb. I watched that Gucci one.
Was it Gucci, as the kids say?
No, I don't care about that movie yet. That trailer did nothing for me.
Yeah, it's funny, Brandon. You said today trailer imminent, and it came out seriously 20 minutes before we went live.
Well, it's because one of those scoopers said it was supposed to come out at 11 or 12 today, and she
don't lie. You went to the gas station and you watched the news.
Yeah, and Ryan shops for records at Cracker Barrel. So,
well, to be fair, I haven't even watched the trailer because I've been busy. So
yeah,
I wasn't even sure if it came out.
Let's talk about the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer. Everybody over in the comments, please let us know. Are you excited? Do you think this is going to be a good example of a Ghostbusters movie? They're taking a more, I guess, serious tone in this one. And I know he's in both of them, but it feels like it meets Stranger Things to me. But I'm still interested. How about you guys?
Ryan, you go ahead.
The trailer looked awesome to me. I'm excited for this one.
Okay.
Yeah. I concur.
Yeah.
Oh, enough said. All right, moving on.
I just like the location. I think it's cool. Getting away from the city. I don't know. It looks like it's well made. Paul Rudd's going to be good in it.
It does
I hope
have
they don't
one...
go too like. I hope there's not too much of like the not Easter eggy, but like too many nods to the old movies.
Member berries.
Yeah.
Well, the one trope, and I've talked about this before, especially with like Jurassic World and such, I just can't stand is like the savant kid, the kid that just knows everything about a particular time. Like, it looks like they lean into that pretty heavy here, but I'm hoping I'm going to give them benefit of the doubt and hope that they treat that well. I just cannot stand when the kid is smarter than all the adults in the movie. That drives me crazy for whatever reason. So
you said that before.
I know.
Kids are just dumb.
I'm not saying they're dumb. I'm just saying, why don't we have smart adults anymore in movies? Like, we just have these. So yeah. I don't know. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, I think this looks really good.
The respect was played.
I like the first two Ghostbusters just fine. They're not like movies that I return to often. But this looks good. And it looks like they're treating it respectfully. That's
well, they are.
I can't really say about the last one.
Yeah. They are going above and beyond to say, hey, we're not doing what they did last time. You know, the Reitman, the Reitmans are on set together, and you know, talking about how they lean on each other and how Jason Reitman was on set for the original Ghostbusters and how he understands.
Yeah.
So I get all that. I appreciate all that. Like I said a few weeks ago, their YouTube channel has a lot of, and I'm trying not to watch any of the stuff about the movie because one trailer's fine and I don't want to give it away, but the cartoon's great. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'll go see it. I'm hopeful so far. I still stand by what I said earlier. I don't like all the member berry stuff. I don't like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man just popping out of a marshmallow pack and stuff like this. Not why Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was what he was. And it just, I don't know. Some of that stuff is silly, but you have to put it in there for people that aren't as hardcore fans so they'll go watch it. I get it. So yeah. I'm interested. I'm not going to say I'm excited.
Nervous.
I'm interested. Terribly. Go ahead and play your thing.
You got to be nervous about your damn kid.
There it is. Love it. Well, don't be nervous, Al. It's going to be okay. Even if it's not good, it's going to be okay. Who cares? Just watch your old movies. That's what you're going to do anyway. So you'll be fine.
Got that right.
No?
Got that right. All right. Well, all right.
Yeah,
so then
I like the cast. Cast looks good. Carrie Coon. I love Carrie Coon and Paul Rudd as well. So Jason Reitman, I've liked a few of his movies. I think
what's Carrie Coon
it's in good hands.
I don't know Carrie Coon.
She's the main thing that I know her from is Leftovers. She's amazing in that show. So I love that show just in general.
I remember you and Melissa talking about that quite a bit. I just never watched it.
Yeah, she's been in other things. She was in Gone Girl. She was in the Avengers movies. She was Affleck's sister.
Oh, okay. She was good in that. She was good in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I do like that they're paying a lot of homage to Harold Ramis because Harold Ramis deserves so much more, like, I guess, ticker tape kind of celebration than he really gets. He's way more he was way more influential in Hollywood than I think people really realize as a director and writer and such. And so if anybody deserves to be falling all over. I think it's him. And I think I will say this, it looks like they're doing that the right way in this so far. So that'll be nice to see for him to get his real due, because the guy was borderline genius. I mean, seriously, if you go back and look at all the things he wrote, I mean, and directed, I mean, it's pretty impressive. So I think he should be celebrated right up there with the top like directors of all time. So, and writers. All right, let's talk about Lamb. Lamb.
Did y'all even watch the trailer?
Yes. Well, that's one Ryan said he watched. That's why I brought it up.
I thought he said he wasn't going to watch it. I thought you said you were going to watch it because you were already sold on it.
No, I watched the trailer.
Did you watch Ryan's? Did you read his text at the gas station?
I thought that he was saying that well, basically what I just said, that he doesn't need to see any more, that he's already sold on it.
I saw a trailer.
I am in on this movie. This is right up me alley. I don't need to see anything else about this movie. I'm good. I'm down. So, Ryan?
Yeah. I am the same way. I love The Witch, and it certainly does feel like The Witch.
It does have that.
I love Naomi Rapace, like from Prometheus, and she's in it. Trailer looks good. Looks like a pretty movie.
A pretty movie. It's got great lighting and cinematography. Yeah,
it does have great cinematography, in my opinion. But
no, I'm being for real.
Yeah, I'm stoked for this one. I probably won't watch anything else that comes out for it.
Yeah,
until the movie.
Yeah.
It's funny because the initial trailer was very like, I feel like they put that initial trailer out and it didn't like it. It looked really interesting to me, but the premise was nowhere to be found as far as what was actually happening in this story. Mm-hmm. And then they put this one out, showing their hand a little more.
Maybe I just,
it looks, I texted you guys and I was like, this looks like a very hardcore Sweet Tooth as far as like, just with that concept of a hybrid sheep child. And which looks good.
Wait. Get her down. Yeah. I am excited about the Chucky TV show. I think my excitement will only last for about a half an episode, but I'm pretty excited.
It's not going to be good for gingers, Al. You know that, right?
Dude, it hasn't been good since the beginning, like 1986 or whenever the first one came out.
The first Ginger came out in 86.
Chucky, I think it came out in like 88 or something. I can't remember. But anyway, they made the doll look like the old school doll, except for in some of the CG parts. 88 came out in 88. So, yeah, they got the original voice actor. It's all right there. It I don't know. It felt good to watch, but I will say this: the original Child's Play is fantastic. The rest of them are hokey silliness. So you're a Halloween fan, Ryan, so you kind of understand how this goes. The first Halloween movie is really good, then there's a bunch of hokey garbage, and then they put out this new one that you saw that you liked, which I almost watched the other night. I just didn't have the time.
You should watch it, man. It's pretty solid.
I'm pretty excited to watch. So I'll say that the new trailer for the new one made me want to go back and watch that one. So, but anyway, it's similar in tone of those. So, like I said, I'll probably be excited about this for about half an episode, just for the images and everything that I'm, accustomed to, the nostalgia of it. But I don't know. I don't think it'll last long, but my sister is terrified of Chucky. So it's been fun to send her all these trailers and for her to yell at me. So
can you get her a doll one Christmas?
Oh,
Chucky doll.
So a couple Christmases ago, I wrapped up the movie and gave it to her, and she threw it across the. I have video of this somewhere, and she threw it across the room, and she was like terrified. She's like, "Oh, I can't believe you would do that." So I handed her, and I was like, "That's not your real gift. Here's a gift," and it was like this big, and it was the miniature doll, and she was like, "Ah!" And she threw it across the room. And I was like, "I'm just kidding. That's not your gift." And I gave her a big gift, and it was the full size doll. She was like, "Ah!" So she was so mad at me. To this day, she's still
haven't talked to her since.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're estranged now. My estranged sister. No, but she's not too happy that something else is coming out because I can send her videos all the time. So pretty soon she's gonna be like the boy that cried wolf. She's just not gonna answer my text messages anymore. So. But it's a good time. I think we should talk about one
thing that I want to talk about before we move away from the horror genre. I know you guys probably don't have anything to add, but they did release a trailer for the Dexter continuation. I was a big fan of this show for the first 5 or 6 seasons, and then I've never quit a show this far in. I had 2 episodes left of this series in season 8, and I just stopped watching. I didn't even finish it. Melissa finished it and told me what happened, and I was like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't watch it. And they know this. I watched the panel at Comic-Con this weekend. They know that they kind of like really crap the bed.
they know Brandon Duncan stopped watching.
Yeah. And that's why they're doing this.
We're here to rectify a wrong. We want to apologize to Brandon Duncan. Can we bring him out on stage?
Yeah, that was it.
Come on out here, Brandon.
This trailer looked really good. It's taking place. It's not ignoring the final season that they had, but it's continuing. It's picking up in real time, picking up with the story. And I won't go into what happened because you guys, just in case anybody's out there that hasn't caught up on it. This show is great. Literally, the first 4 or 5 seasons, honestly, are really good. And Michael C. Hall is perfect for this part. And it just seemed like towards the end of that series, they were just tired of doing this, and you could tell. But now that they've had some time, they have the original showrunner on board doing this. There's a lot of key factors that make it appealing to me. I'm hoping that it's not just Showtime needs to pick up an IP and put out another season of it, like a lot of studios will do. But anyway, trailer looked good. I'm excited for it, so hope it's good. If you're a Dexter fan, let me know, because
I watched a season and a half of that show, and just wasn't my thing. I tried really hard, and I actually read one of the books too.
Yeah, it really kind of kicks into gear second and third season. Third and fourth probably the best of the series.
Nah, fourth and fifth and
fifth. Well, I was trying to remember. I think
the last episode on the 8th season is where it really starts picking up.
The Ice Pick Killer is, I think it's season 3. That's the John Lithgow season is probably the best season.
John Lithgow, I like that guy.
Yep,
I like that guy. So there's a new cooking show coming out, Ryan.
Oh, great!
With
love those cooking shows.
Paris Hilton. This is the garbage that you think it's going to be. Like,
yep,
this looks like trash, and
intentionally so.
I hate that people want to watch this.
Talking about this
because I sent it to you.
All right,
because I thought it would be an ironic thing for us to talk about.
It is.
But the thing is that she looks like she hasn't aged a freaking day. I mean, I'm sure she's like sleeps in some kind of chamber or something like that. But I mean, it just, I don't know. I don't understand how you can be. I think she's around 40 now. I don't know. I don't know how you can still.
Yeah, I watched her on what's her name's podcast.
Oh yeah, what's her name?
God, you know her. What's the comedian?
What's her name?
Good for You. The Good for You podcast. What is it? You know, she's on Rogue. She's in that crew. Yeah, Whitney Cummings. Yeah, I saw her. I watched that episode she was on. She's still Paris Hilton. Like, she hasn't changed a bit. And this trailer is of, you know, what you would expect. Yeah, it's not something that I would watch, but I thought it was like, yep, this is where we are. But
this is on Netflix, right?
Yeah. It's a cooking show that's like,
glad I left you, Netflix.
It's like what not to do cooking show, essentially. And they know what they're doing. So
I got one message for Netflix.
I'm glad you did.
That's right.
Oh, you didn't let it finish.
That's right.
I was wondering. I told Ryan about you putting
Sneaking
that in last week mid show and it being like unedited and about a minute long.
Yeah.
So,
but it surprised you and it was fun. All right. So there's so many trailers. We'll have to get to them over time, but I want to talk about, let's talk about one more. Memoria.
I'm convinced that you guys do this as like a full-time job. You can keep up with all these trailers.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Brandon's the trailer king, man. It's impressive. It's impressive. Memoria, this movie, yes, please. I will watch this.
This is the Alice of Al movies.
I am excited about this one. I
almost fell asleep watching this trailer.
Oh man, this looks good. I didn't even watch the whole trailer. I was like, I'm in. I was like, I don't even need to watch it. I don't want to know. Nope. I was like, I don't want to watch anymore.
I'm about to fall asleep in this conversation.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay. Baseball trades. So Ryan,
I mean, it looks well made. It just looked like a movie that I just don't, you know, it's fun.
Looks like a good movie.
You report back.
So Ryan, did you watch the House of Gucci trailer?
I did watch the House of Gucci trailer.
What did now Ryan? Brandon hasn't seen that one, but I want to know what your thoughts are on that trailer.
It did absolutely nothing for me.
Yeah, it just sounded like people were like, I just want to talk, like they wanted to talk like a day, and like they were trying to make an accent. And I'm sorry, but I have no interest in seeing Lady Gaga in anything. None. Like, I know she's Juilliard trained. I know all that. But
there's a level of intrigue for me just with Jared Leto. I know he always goes a little over the top, but I'm always hoping that he's going to like nail it, you know? But I don't know. It like this trailer didn't really wasn't compelling for me story wise. It just seemed
I don't care anything about Gucci at all.
I don't know.
I'm not a fashion guy. I don't know if you guys can tell, but
me neither, man.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen the trailer, but I thought Lady Gaga was good in the whatever that Stars Born.
I haven't seen it yet.
I'm not gonna see it.
I do have it, and I just haven't watched it yet.
It was good. She was good. So I don't know. Man, again, I don't know what I don't know anything about the story, but just at face value, Adam Driver, Jared Leto, Jeremy Irons.
So he's in it.
Exactly. I'm in. Al Pacino, and directed by Ridley Scott. So it's like, all right, you got 2 Ridley Scott movies this year.
What Ridley Scott? What has he done since that's been good recently?
Yeah. Like I said, he owes me an apology.
I mean, what was the last one? I know I like The Martian. I'm trying to think of like recent efforts. I like Prometheus. I like The Martian. What did he do after? Did he do anything after Covenant?
Or
is
yeah, he did something after Covenant, didn't he? Or is it the one that we were talking about was coming out and it never came out?
Well, I don't know. I mean, The Last Duel coming out.
Yeah, I have no interest.
All the money in the world.
Yeah.
which I heard was good.
Raised by Wolves, The Last Duel.
Well, Raised by Wolves is produced, right? I don't think he directed.
It says he directed
his son. Maybe his son-in-law did.
I think he directed 2 episodes according to IMDb, but it's okay.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, I knew he was a producer. I didn't know if he directed anything. Well, here's the thing about Ridley Scott, though. He kind of falls into the Clint Eastwood camp, where he doesn't hit everything out of the park, but he's so prolific.
It's like terrible.
Well, so was Gran Torino, but like that one.
Gran Torino is one of the funniest bad movies you could ever see.
I bought that movie based on the praise that it was getting, and I was like, "This is awful. This is a Lifetime movie.
Movie's not a good movie." But it's hilarious because how bad. I mean, his son's in it, and he's terrible. He's like terrible in it. But everybody in that movie's just bad. He's Clint Eastwood, of course, but every other actor in that movie's bad. But that movie is hilarious because I think of the shock value.
It's not even really Ridley Scott. His name doesn't turn me off of a movie. It's just like watching this trailer. It just didn't do anything for me. Like, I'm not intrigued at all.
Yeah. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Whatever.
Well, it's not my thing.
I'll watch it. I'll watch the trailer and I'll report back after I watch it.
We're excited.
So sorry.
Put it in the Loki first 3 episodes category. I just don't care.
Understood.
All right, so let's talk about Brandon. Did you watch anything this week?
I did.
Last week you had watched Quiet Place with your child Luna and her cousins.
Yes, this is true. And this week, actually last night, we watched the sequel.
Kids in their underwear.
Yep.
Do we need to blur that?
I didn't realize that he was wearing his underwear until after I put it on the screen. Way to go, Max.
It's all right. We're only live. It's fine.
Yeah, it's all right.
Stop.
Put
some clothes on, kid.
The fact that he has any clothing on is impressive. Those kids just run around like that all the time. It's ridiculous. Blame the mom. It's her fault.
Okay.
But no, so I had considered doing the Paramount Plus thing and watching it that way last week. But
not for Luna.
I didn't.
I wanted to get her the real
I want to well, here's the thing.
Daddy loves you.
I like, you know how I'm a stickler for the physical media, for uncompressed sound, video, yada, yada, yada. I wanted the best, this? You know? No, I bought it.
Okay.
Bought it right here. Got it.
Right.
Physical. Let's get physical.
Brandon's just been throwing cash all over the place the last couple of weeks. He's just buying everything.
Yeah. What can I say?
You win the lottery, Brandon? Did you win the lottery? Not tell us.
No,
couldn't say.
He forgot to pay his internet bill. That's what happened.
He won the Royston lottery, so he got like $800.
And some free Bojangles.
It's like a 1 in 12.
We don't have a Bojangles anymore. So ha.
Oh no, Bojangles shut down. My God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I thought I saw the stock market take a dip. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, so we all, myself, Melissa, my 2 nephews, and Luna, watched Quiet Place Part 2 last night. And it was awesome. I really enjoyed watching this through their eyes for my second viewing, because they were just like, they've been so invested in this. I mean, it's only been a couple weeks, but this is like one of those like quote unquote change your life type experiences. Maybe not for them, but it resembles like that for what would have been for me at that age. Like they're all obsessed about it. Like they've watched it again since the first one, since I showed it to them. That's all they talk about. They're putting things together, watching this, like, you know, connecting pieces and, you know, from the previous movie. And
is this the new Lord of the Rings in your house?
Well, I mean, this is mainly for my nephews. Luna isn't interested, but she's just not as obsessed with it as they are. But it was just awesome just watching them react to all the like scary stuff. And it was, so my oldest nephew, the one in his underwear, he is we don't need to see the picture again. He's super into sports. So he's like kind of bro culture a little bit with his sports like talk. And after at the very last scene when they
and you're just, you know, anti-sports culture.
But what I'm gonna say, you'll know why I dropped that tidbit, because I won't. Well, okay, I don't know if I can say what happens in the movie because that would be spoilers. I don't know if we're trying to prevent that. But anyway, something big happens at the end of the movie. You know, sure, people will assume that.
Everybody
and
dies.
he's on the edge of his seat the entire movie. So after this thing happens, he's like, yes, let's go. He's like, does that bro like scream. And I just like died laughing because it was like the most like, you know, like, bro sports thing.
Like Kevin during Upgrade.
Yeah. This movie,
that guy, rocks. He's so bro.
No, this movie rules. Yeah. But yeah, so that was fun. It was fun to watch, and it's the sound design I saw it in Athens, you know, theatrical release. Sound wasn't great. People were talking, eating stuff. You know how it goes. I watched it at home, clapping. And none of that was going on, except for in the middle of the like very serious moment in the movie. Slate, the youngest, he goes, Obi. I said, yeah, that's what he calls me, Obi. Who's your favorite Lord of the Rings character? Like in the middle of the movie. I was like,
shut up. But it's Legolas. It's Legolas.
Yeah. Shut up. And I love you.
Yeah.
It's like I was so conflicted. But yeah, it was a great experience. I enjoyed it.
That's good.
Did you guys watch anything?
Nope. I watched a lot of Braves baseball.
I've been watching.
All right. Well,
I've been trying to get through.
I watched the Untold trailer too. That was another one I watched. You sent that one over. Netflix. You don't even remember it.
The documentary one. I was trying to, as I was thinking,
sorry, I blocked when it out, it was about sports.
When you said Untold, I was thinking the what you call it, the show, the HBO show. It wasn't called Untold. It was called like something. What was it? The Undoing. Yeah. I was like, you watched the trailer for the show you already watched? Okay, cool. Yeah, Untold looked cool. Christy Martin fan, so I didn't know that. Like I grew up watching boxing, so that whole Christy Martin story, I'm like, I didn't even know about this. I'm interested to see what that's all about.
I just like sports docus, so I'm in. Not a hard sell on those.
30 for 30.
One thing that we did watch and finish this week is Hacks.
Oh, is this good? Is it worth watching?
It is good. Yeah, it's worth it.
Nice.
I like Jean Smart.
Yeah, she is great. Like, I've never seen her give a bad performance. She's just like so believable in everything that I've watched her in.
She's hilarious and Frasier.
Well, I don't know about that. I haven't seen it, but I would recommend anyone that has HBO to watch this show, because it's like they're shorter episodes. They're easily digestible. You can put them on, you know, before you go to bed or something. But like, it's very like, it's kind of like a you know, it's a comedy obviously, but there's a lot of drama stuff to it. And she's like, you know, a comedian who has had a very long career And then she's doing the Vegas thing. So she's at kind of towards the end. She's doing a residency. But she's doing the same material, and she's going to lose her position there at this hotel in Vegas. And so they hire this up and coming writer who's also kind of down on her luck in the professional world. Got canceled for a tweet that she made or something, and so she's trying to like establish herself again. But yeah, it's really good. It's very like, she reminds me of like a Joan Rivers. What's Carrie Fisher's mom, who was also what's her name?
Debbie Allen. Is it Debbie Allen?
Is it Debbie Allen? It is Debbie something, I think. But it's kind of that kind of thing. She was doing a similar thing towards the end of her life. No, it's really funny. And again, Gene Smart is awesome throughout. So I would definitely recommend it. I think it's like 8 or 9 episodes.
Debbie Reynolds.
Oh, and Debbie Reynolds, yeah. And Dee from Always Sunny is also in it. So, but it got renewed for a season 2, and the way that this first season ends, it's like, oh, this is, it keys up a potential cool season 2. So check it out.
Go fancy. Well, neither one of us watched anything of note that we can really report on here. So Ryan and I won't be reporting anything tonight, but I do think we need to talk about what is coming out this weekend, because Ryan and I are actually going to see a movie in the theaters we're pretty excited about. So this weekend we'll be seeing.
Are you going to see it for real?
Yep.
Because
we got tickets and everything.
Ryan made other plans.
No, we're going to see Stillwater.
Great.
Yeah. Those are my other plans. I was going to see Stillwater without.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh. Interesting.
Yes. Not seeing Jungle Cruise.
And then you're watching Jungle Cruise at his house afterwards. Little nightcap.
Is it Disney Plus, right?
Seems too scary for me. Big rock fan here. I got Stillwater, and then of course Ryan and I are going to see The Green Knight. So pretty excited about this one. This is one of my top movies I want to see. And like I said, when the trailer first came out, the guy kind of looks like Ryan to a certain degree. So everybody will think I'm with.
That's the only reason I'm going, just to go watch myself.
So you can sign some autographs.
Yeah.
So, and then
you should go bring a couple people along and like have them like walk up to you and take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bring an entourage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Al, you want to be my entourage?
The saddest entourage ever. Everybody thinks that E let himself go. So I'm
for a turtle.
Yeah. It looks like E ate turtle. So Green Knight, pretty excited about that. Brandon, you gonna go see this weekend at any time?
I won't be able to see it this weekend, but I do want to see it. Not sure when I'll get around to it, but out of the 3, it's definitely the one that I want to see the most. And I wouldn't mind seeing Stillwater. I thought that looked pretty good. It reminded me of that Amanda Knox story, that document. It's based on a true story, or it is a true story. It's a documentary. I think it's on Netflix.
Documentary is based on a true story.
yeah. You know how those documentaries are. I mean, some of them are based on true story. Just depend on what the perspective is.
But last week we reported that Old was coming out last weekend, and somebody said that they give away the whole movie in the first 5 minutes of the movie. So I don't know if that's true or not, but
I don't know. I've heard I haven't awful.
Heard that. So we shall say. Anyway, Green Knight. I might even see Pig this weekend. I want to see that. That's I do too. I was trying to go see that last weekend, but just the theater that was closest to me was like 45 minutes away.
Somebody tweeted, I can't remember what it was, but it was like 7 different animal names as movies that are coming out this year. Pig, lamb.
They're just running out of names. So yeah, I'm gonna go see
do
the
wanna
Noah's
see that
Ark of
too.
movies. So pretty excited, pretty excited, everybody. Well, fellas, do we have any? Huh?
Well, we're gonna check out the new movie theater, the Battery. So
Yeah,
see how that goes. Silver Spot.
yeah. I didn't know that was a chain of theaters until I went to buy tickets.
Yeah, I
So
remember seeing that they were putting that out there.
So
I think it was, were they building it when we went to Incubus?
Probably
at the Roxy.
Probably. I'm not sure. But and then I'm gonna go do a little vinyl shopping just to let everybody know.
Ooh, what time you going?
Don't know
Waterloo.
yet.
Are you going to Waterloo?
I don't know yet.
Because I'm going to Comeback on Saturday.
Oh, really?
With Chris.
What time
Chris
you
is
going?
taking me. Yeah,
Oh, that's our spot, Chris.
He bowed out a long time ago.
Anyway, well, guys and gals, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of CiNEMACHiNE. It's good to have the band back together, so to speak. Movies. We actually have things to talk about, guys. Yeah, everybody, if you can, make sure you go over and check out the Cape Cast episodes. You want to kind of give a little bit of a rundown of what you guys have been talking about lately? I know Batfleck.
We've got a weekly show.
That's every week
on Tuesday nights. Tuesday nights at 9, where we
He's sitting at home eating ice cream.
Basically, the comic book movie version of this show. And we're also about to start a Lord of the Rings review series, so that'll be fun.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, and this has been Criterion Sale Month, so I've been showing all the hauls. Had a nice time with the round table the other night. Had some great guests. Please go check that out. Give them some respect as well by subscribing to their channels as well as ours, because we had an absolute blast, getting a really good reception in the comments and whatnot. So just watch and comment, keep the conversation going. But Ryan, you want to tell them where else they can find us?
Yep, hit the subscribe button here on YouTube. That notification bell also, so you can stay up to date on all the videos we are pumping out. And then give us a follow on Instagram at CiNEMAChinePod. And we also are on Patreon. It's patreon.com/CiNEMAChinePod. We appreciate all the support we get.
There we go. Well, until next week, everybody, please continue to watch many movies because they're what's fueling this show and our sanity. So, everybody, we'll see you all on the next CiNEMAChine.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh.